Good morning, everybody. It is March 11th, and it is day 28 of the bus conversion. We are in here finally again today. It has been too long. I am super excited. And if you're wondering why I look like a giant bumblebee, or a neon bumblebee, that's because we're going to be using the angle grinder today, and I don't have a problem melting this, getting holes in it. I don't care. This thing is from when I used to work for my borough, so it's old, and it can get torn up and greasy and paint on, and I don't care. So that's what we're wearing today. And underneath it, I got a regular flannel for once I'm done with it. But it's also super cold today, so the hoodie and the layers help. But today we're tackling the booth. Finally, we are working on the booths. Super excited about that. We'll probably only get one done today, but that is finally happening. What we're going to do today is take one of the seats from the bus, one of the existing seats, and we are going to cut it up, grind it up, and use that to help mount the seat belts to, and then we're going to build the frame around that. I'll explain it a little bit more. Super excited to have you guys with me. Stay tuned, and we are going to get to it. Day 28. Check this out, guys. This is an angle grinder. This is what we're going to be using to cut that seat frame up. Hopefully I'm going to be able to do it. Yeah, we gotta clean this area up. For the most part, it's clean. Don't fall now. For the most part, it is clean. We gotta get this table out of here, but I've cleared everything, like, over there. Got the little heater running, but yeah, we're almost there. There he is. Look at him. Look at him.
I'm up to no good then.
Up to no good. One tool goes out, another tool comes in.
You do. I want to figure this out.
Okay, so what we're going to do is take these two existing seats. One of them is the actual original seat, and the other one against the bus is just the front barrier seat. We're going to look at both of them and see which ones we can use as frames for seat belts. So for the booth, I've decided to put seat belts on each side of the booth. We're getting 2 seat belts on each seat. That way, legally, I don't have any problems if people are sitting there while I'm driving. They're just going to be the buckled ones that came with the bus. We're going to upcycle them. So we're taking these, going to cut them up with a knife here and get them down to the framework. Right now, my dad is inside the bus coming up with some ideas for how we can cut these frames up so that we can work around them when we build the booth. So the frames are going in, and then we're building the booth around the frames, and then the seat belts will come up out of the booth, if that makes any sense to you guys. I'm going to get to work cutting this up and getting down just to the metal frames, and then we will go from there. So I'm having a little bit of a hard time getting these rivets out of this seat right here. This metal piece is like the last thing I gotta get off. And of course there's rivets in it. I have come to the conclusion that I hate rivets. But we're gonna take the angle grinder to them, pop it off, and then we can finally get to cutting these frames up and building this booth. Now. Alright, so we got that off. One of the good things about these seats is that they have these pieces of metal. We're going to keep them for any projects that we might need it. So they're going to go right there. Alright, what do we got next? Bella, what are you doing? What's going on? Someone's not that happy. Go! Okay. Alright, so we've cleaned up our area. And we got the one frame in here to look at it. Alright, so he's gonna grab the other frame, there he is, and bring it in here so we can look at this and see what it looks like. Alright.
Just like that.
Alright. Big space. It's a good size mattress.
You gotta get back a little more of your side.
Now it could be like at my shoulders, like here. Okay guys, so as you can see, we've got that seat there, and this seat here just has references. When we took out the floor and put the new flooring in, there was an inch difference because we went with a little bit thicker foam insulation on the bottom. So to make up for that, we're gonna have to weld on a piece of metal and then be able to bolt through. My dad knows more than what I know about it, but that's pretty much what we're gonna do there. But this is pretty much the setup. 2 seats, a seat here and a seat there, and then the table. And this is our eating workplace area, and then it'll also be my bed. Break down into a bed or a guest bed for anyone because we already have a bed over here. It's pretty much standard to any RV or camper type setup. But it's unique because we're making it and we're upcycling a lot of the materials. So the bus seats, I didn't think we were going to use them originally because I wasn't going to put seatbelts in, but now that I am putting the seatbelts in, we're able to upcycle them. And also we were able to get the metal off of it and some screws, some self-tapping screws that are in some pretty good shape. We're able to pull them off of the seats as well. So a lot of things from the seats are being used again, as well as the seatbelts. So a lot of good things, a lot of upcycling, a lot of free, no cost, no charge items. Just adds to the story of this conversion. I love it, I love it, I love it. Alright, we're gonna get the welder and a couple things out here, and then we'll get back to it.
When you sit, I need a place for your feet. 34, 40, 60. We're just gonna plywood this, you know? It'll be done.
Alright, I don't remember if I told you guys what the next step is, but what we're doing is trying to get these seatbelts off the actual framing, because what I'm actually going to do is just use black seatbelts, and I only need 2 on each, not 3 on each. So, of course, the first one was kind of easy, and this one's being a pain. But we're going to get it, and then we're going to get to grinding and cutting and welding. Down to the frames, stripped down all the way. So we just got metal framing. There you go, explain it.
These bolt into the side rail of the bus.
Yep.
Okay? That height's set based on the length of that leg. We raised the floor by 1 inch because we insulated the floor. So now these holes are 1 inch higher than where they need to be on the wall. So we're going to put a drop down piece of steel plate on here, weld it, and re-drill our new holes 1 inch lower so when we bolt it to the wall we line back up. That's the purpose of this set.
Alright.
Cut it. We'll just cut it that length. I think we should.
Yeah, I like that one. We could get like 4. 1, 2, or 3.
3 what?
3 holes.
That's all. You can.
That's pretty good.
Polish that edge up. You gotta grind the paint off of this. I'll probably change the bits when you do that. So I can get a weld there, and we gotta grind the paint off of that so I can get a weld under there. That's one. Now we gotta cut another one to match.
Yep. Alright, now we have 2 of these cleaned up and ready to go. We gotta grind the paint off of this so that we can weld it, but it's like it won't melt the paint.
Yeah, it causes impurities. You gotta weld it, clean it off so the weld's metal to metal.
Okay, we're gonna do that. Keep it flat or?
Yeah, you're just taking all the paint off. I want to see raw metal there, and this edge too.
This is what it looked like before, all painted and gross. And now we got all the paint off and we got a nice smooth surface so that we can weld that bracket.
So we get a nice clean weld there.
Yeah.
And one on the underside.
Yeah.
Up under here.
Okay. But we're gonna eat.
We
eat first.
First day of daylight savings time.
Oh.
In my sleep.